Hi again. Let's continue with our weather app here. And I'd like to add a couple improvements to check for some errors and provide some, you know, error message or, feedback to our user, depending on what's going on, right? Or if anything goes wrong, right? And so the first thing I'm going to do is I want to set up a system where, a weather service delegate can notify its owner as to what is going on. Like, if there's an error message or something happens, it can send a message to the class that owns this, right? So earlier we had only this. Our weather service delegate has one function that it requires from the delegate, and that's called set weather. And what I did is I added another function here, function weather error with message. Okay, so this is an error message, and we send the message with a string. Okay, and we could get more detailed here, but I think this will be enough. We'll just send a message that we want to, notify, describing like whatever went wrong, right? So, so we'll add this here. And remember, when you have a protocol, you just type in the description or the signature for the function. So that includes func and the name of the function and any parameters and types that the function, will take. And you also need to include the return value. So if this returned a Boolean or something, right, then we'd put that here. But we don't include the function body, right? That's between the curly brackets. It's the code block, right? We don't include that. We let the delegate handle that, right? Okay, so now that we've got this message, right, or this function here, if you return to view controller, you're going to have an error. I don't have the error because this view controller implements the weather error with message, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that, right? And now you'll see at the top here I have an error, and it'll say that view controller does not conform to protocol weather map or weather service delegate, right? Because weather service delegate requires two methods. One of them is set weather, right? And then the other one is what is it? It's like weather error with message, right? So I'll just start typing weather error with message, and then Xcode will code complete that for me, right? And I'm going to place this down here underneath my mark that says weather service delegate. Maybe I'll make that say weather service delegate methods, right? So we know that right below this mark, these are all the methods that belong to the weather service delegate, right? And then, this is going to return a message, and you can do whatever you want with the message. I think what I want to do is I'm going to display it in an alert dialog box, right? So we can say, let alert equal UI alert controller, and then we'll make a controller with a title, message, and preferred style, right? So the title will be error, and the message will be, my idea was just to place this message in the box that we display, right? So I'll just type in message here, right? And then the preferred style will be UI alert controller style, and we'll just use the alert style. Okay, and you can actually shorten this one to just .alert, right? So now we've got an alert. Let's make an OK action. Let's make that a let, right? So we'll do let OK equal UI alert controller alert action. Actually, there we go, alert action. And then we'll choose the second one here, title style handler, right? So the title will be a string, and it'll just say OK. And then the style will be, UI alert action style, and we can just make this the default style. And again, you can leave this name off if you like. And then for the handler, you know what? Nothing's going to happen when you when you launch this dialog box. So we'll just, or when when you click this OK button, so we'll just say nil, right? And now let's add the OK to the alert, and then we'll have a, we'll put the two together, right? So the alert button will have the alert box will have a button. So I'll say alert dot add action. Oops, it says add child. Let me do add action. I'll add the OK action here. And then for our last step, we'll present the alert controller. So here we'll say self.present view controller. And then the view controller we want to present is alert. And I think we should animate that process. So we'll say true for animated. And then completion, we can just make that a nil because we don't need to do anything when this gets presented, right? Okay. Now it's a little tough for us to test this one right here because we'll have to generate an error first and then call on it with a message, right? So I'll continue that in the next video, but this is kind of set up here, right? So if we've got that set up, then anything that happens here in weather service class can send a message to its owner to tell it what's going on, right? Okay. So we got that, and then in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about checking for the errors and setting up a system to check for that, right? Okay. So thanks for watching.